Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wiggins 77 True Crime. Thank you for joining us. Today, we are going to continue with the physical evidence in the case, in the JonBenet Ramsey case. So, through forensic testing, they confirmed that the clothes that JonBenet was found in were the same clothes she had on when she was put to bed the evening of December 25th. This is a photograph of the white top JonBenet was wearing. On the right sleeve was a brownish colored stain. We talked about it yesterday, and at first glance during the autopsy, the coroner thought that it was mucus from her nose. Uh, when they analyzed it, they found that it was actually blood, and the DNA profile was a match to JonBenet. They also found dark fibers on the outside of the top, determined to be the same as the dark fibers that were found in the pubic area, the upper inside thigh area at the time of autopsy. The dark fibers did not match anything in the Ramsey home. Theory is these fibers came from the clothing of the killer. Okay, so this photograph is of the white long johns JonBenet was wearing. Now, they've been called long johns or leggings, whatever you'd like to call them. They look like boys' thermal underwear to me, but anyway. The white long johns are urine stained in the crotch area as well as at the front. The urine was tested. The DNA profile was a match to JonBenet. Subsequent years, further touch DNA tests were completed, and the unknown male DNA profile was found on the right and left side top of the waistband of the leggings. The DNA profile matched the earlier found unknown male DNA profile that was found on the panties as well as under JonBenet's fingernails. I would like to note that at the time of autopsy, they were described as white wipe smear marks on the inside upper thigh area, and people have speculated that the killer cleaned up. However, there was nothing found that the killer would have used to do that. Keeping to the KISS principle, those white smear marks most likely were caused when the killer pulled up JonBenet's long johns, the inside material of the long johns wiping against her skin. Okay, this one is a photograph of the panties JonBenet was wearing. The panties are urine stained. There are several red spots, each approximately half an inch in diameter, in the crotch area of the panties. Tests were conducted to confirm the red spots were indeed blood. Further tests conducted developed a DNA profile with a mixture of JonBenet's DNA along with an unknown male DNA profile. This DNA mixture was found in the crotch area as well as on the leg band area of the panties. This unknown male DNA profile ruled out the entire Ramsey family as well as several other males. Okay, this is a photograph of the pink Barbie nightgown that was found on the white blanket next to JonBenet's body. The pink Barbie nightgown was tested. The results are the presence of urine and blood were detected. The presence of blood was detected in two areas on the Barbie nightgown, but separate from the areas where the urine was detected on the Barbie nightgown. So if you're thinking that the killer used the Barbie nightgown to create those wipe marks, not so, because the blood and the urine were found in separate areas. If they had to use that, they would have been smeared together, the blood and the urine, which they were not. Okay, and no further testing was completed at that time, back in 1996. That's as far as they went. But 10 years later, the pink Barbie nightgown was sent to the lab for further testing. The DNA profile developed. One profile was a match to JonBenet. The other DNA profile was male, DNA which has not been matched to anyone to date. This male DNA profile is not the same as the unknown male DNA profile found in the panties or on the leggings. And also, if anybody ever read any of the actual statements that Patsy Ramsey and and others made at the time just after the crime was committed. This Barbie nightgown was not JonBenet's favorite, despite what you hear out there. It was not. Apparently, she didn't even have a favorite nightgown. So this is a screenshot from the crime scene video, because this is the best close-up photograph I could find. You see the white blanket that JonBenet was found on. The top right corner of the blanket, you see the pink Barbie nightgown. Also, please take note of the uneven concrete floor. The white blanket was sent to the lab for testing. The results are there was urine detected on some portions of the white blanket. The presence of blood was detected. Through further testing, the DNA was a match to JonBenet. There was a single pubic hair found on the white blanket that did not match anyone to the Ramsey family. To my knowledge, to date, has not been matched to anyone. Here we discuss the duct tape that was over JonBenet's mouth. The tape was tested on the sticky side. In the middle was a stain that tested positive for blood. The DNA profile confirmed it was JonBenet's blood. The wrist ligature and the neck ligature we discussed in an earlier episode. There were 2 areas of staining on the neck ligature. These 2 portions were cut from the ligature, sent to the lab for testing. The test results were the stains were determined to be blood. A DNA profile was developed, which was a mixture. The major donor matched JonBenet. The minor donor excluded everyone in the Ramsey family, multiple other people, as well as the unknown DNA profile from the panties. Now, it has to be told that these ligatures were handled by multiple people, including law enforcement, without gloves, including the ligature specialist law enforcement officer, who will remain nameless, when demonstrating how these ligatures worked, did it without wearing gloves. It was all videotaped, so it's fact. Okay, and when the forensic testing folks saw the video, they realized that it was going to be very difficult to try and get narrowed down whose unknown male DNA that was. So here we have a screenshot from the police crime scene video taken the evening of December 26, 1996. This is the crime scene, and contaminated as the crime scene and everything in it, there are still clues that can be gleaned. The only pristine piece of evidence from the crime scene are JonBenet's panties, as that is the only piece of evidence that was not handled by anyone else but the coroner. Despite the fact that JonBenet's body was moved from the original position it was in, the blood evidence found on her, her clothing, and items around her where she was, do give us potential clues. The first clue is she moved around. There is her blood on the right sleeve of her top. There is a small amount of blood on the pink Barbie nightgown. The source of that blood was most likely her nose. Her mouth was covered with duct tape. There was a small blood stain on the sticky side of the duct tape. There was no notation in the autopsy report in regards to any dried blood on her chin or sides of her mouth. The small amount of blood she bled stayed within that duct tape. The only exposed area for blood to escape to cause the blood stain on her sleeve and on the nightgown was her nose. There are 2 small blood stains on the neck ligature. Unfortunately, the clue of the dark fibers found on the outside of her top, pubic area, and upper inner thighs is lost forever. Too much time has passed to match these fibers to anyone's clothing. So please join me again for the next episode as we will discuss more results of the forensic tests on more items taken from the house. Thank you so much for listening. Please click the like and subscribe buttons. It's free. Look forward to you joining me for our next episode, where we will continue to review the evidence and collect the clues. Please leave your feedback in the comments, or you're more than welcome to email me directly at ybentleydavidson@outlook.com. Until next time, always remember, every day is a gift.